Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is very important to all 14 to 16-year-olds who are planning to do their board exams, O-levels or their IGCSEs in the upcoming future. So I did something called as IGCSE, which is a British curriculum based 2-year program for children studying in the UK, or like an international program, but based on the British syllabus for children who are in year 10 and year 11. So this year my IGCSEs were cancelled mainly due to the pandemic, so we had something called as teacher assessed grades. So basically that went fine, and I got 7 A stars. So basically that's all the subjects. I took 7 subjects, which means I got A stars in all the subjects that I opted for. So I'm very happy with it, I'm very proud of it. So I'll be giving you the secret sauce to get your head around this vast syllabus and such dense topics in this IGCSE or O-level program or any board exam that you're doing for year 10 and year 11. So the one thing is sure, that if I and millions of other children can do it, you can too. So let's begin with this. Day 1 to day 14. So in the first 2 weeks you just need to settle down into your courses. You don't need to do anything much academically. You don't need to stress yourself up. You just need to relax and get yourself onto the courses you have opted for, and get to know the subject codes for, if you're doing an IGCSE program, there are subject codes for various subjects. Those codes tell you the syllabus of the subject. They give you the past papers of that subject. So everything that is related to the subject is with the subject code. So the subject code is very important. You need to note that down, or you need to ask that from your teachers, because I know some classmates in my class, they ask the subject codes from their teachers literally months away from the exam. So remember, you have 2 years, okay? Do not wait till the very end. You can ask it within the first 2 weeks, okay? Subject codes are very important, and within the first 2 weeks, you can also note down what type of study method is most efficient for the course you have picked. For example, if you have picked biology, you know that you have a lot of memorization to do. Okay guys, so after settling down to your courses and getting to know your subjects well, you can go to the official Cambridge website by typing Cambridge IGCSE on the search bar. Cambridge IGCSE. You can just type Cambridge IGCSE on the search bar and then click on the first website that appears. So once it comes, you can go down to subjects. So from the left panel you can see a lot of options. You can see Cambridge Upper Secondary, Cambridge IGCSE, curriculum, subjects, qualification. Just click on subjects. Okay, so the Cambridge IGCSE subjects came. So now you can see a lot of subjects here. Okay, so now you need to know your subject code. So as I said before, subject codes are very important and they're nothing to be taken lightly. Why I'm saying that is, for example, if you see here on mathematics, there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 types of mathematics. If you do not know your subject's code, you will be ending up doing the wrong subject. See, mathematics 0580, mathematics additional 0606, mathematics additional US 0459, lot of mathematics. So the mathematics I did was 0580. So I can just click on that, I can view the syllabus, and I can also view the past papers. So you need to know your subject codes well. So as a demonstration, so for example, if I click on biology, so biology 0610, I'll just click on that and I'll get this panel. So I'll get this page right here. So I'll just go down, scroll down there, and you can see the syllabus content. Here it says 2020-2021. so this syllabus which I did, because I did this year. So every year the syllabus changes, okay? So there are new updates, some additional updates are there. Sometimes they might take off some chapters, it depends. So there's also 2022 syllabus and 2023 to 2025 syllabus. If you're doing your IGCSE exams, okay, on the year of 2023 or 2025, you can click on this one. But if you're doing it next year, which is 2022, you can just click on that. So if I click on the 2022 syllabus, I'll get this one. So it's a total of 61 pages. I know it is a lot of pages, because this syllabus content has 6 sections. It consists of why choose this syllabus, syllabus overview, subject content, details of the assessment, appendix, and what else you need to know. So there are 6 sections. What I request you to do is, for all the subjects that you have opted for, read all the 6 sections within the first 2 weeks. Do not delay it for further days. Within the first 2 weeks, read all these 6 sections. The main one being the 3rd section. You do not have to read the 3rd section, okay, because that gives you the information on what you have to study for your exams. This is the most important section. The rest all are for your knowledge and important examination like skills and tips that they give. This subject content, you need to have a physical hard copy of it. You can either print it, so here's the print button, you can directly print it, print the specific pages for that, for this 3rd section, because as this is very important, you don't need to like break your head or stress up on what is this, and you don't need to read all of this. Just keep it with you, it'll be handy for later on. So that's it for this one. That's it for the syllabus content one. So you can also go back and you can close this syllabus tab, and as you can see here, if you scroll up, you can also see here it says syllabus overview, past papers, examiner reports, and specimen papers, and published resources. The next important thing that you have to check is past papers, examiner reports, and specimen papers. Once you click on this, you'll get a list full of question papers, mark schemes, examiner reports, and specimen papers. Day 15 to day 30. Okay, so after you have your syllabus, you might be familiar with some of the topics mentioned in the syllabus because your teacher taught them by the end of the first month. So what you need to do is, when your teacher teaches that chapter on the class, what you need to do that exact same day, go home, open the textbook, and read that chapter. Or it's even better if you can read that chapter a day before the teacher explains it in the class. Like the teacher will explain this chapter in the class tomorrow, right? So that you may gain a little bit familiarity with that subject. So keep doing this for all the subjects, and hopefully you'll catch up with the syllabus. Okay guys, so now 1 month away from your first term mock exam. So this is your first exam of your first year of the 2-year program. This is not your board exam. So now what you need to do is, you should not read the textbook. You need to do full past papers. I can give you some past paper websites like Papa Cambridge, Dynamic Papers, Egyptian Student Room, and Physics and Math Tutor. But I recommend you most is Physics and Math Tutor, because that's where you can get topic wise questions, because you still haven't done the whole syllabus, right? So you have only like done 3 or 4 chapters for your first term mock exam. So you should not be doing the full paper. You can do topic wise questions, and that you can most find it in Physics and Math Tutor. So let me show you how to do it. So first we go to Physics and Math Tutor, and just type on Physics and Math Tutor. So once we get to that website, just click on Physics and Math Tutor. Then you'll see, like, if you scroll down, you can see something called as revision. So if I click on biology, and I'll click on biology, and here you can choose your board: AQA, CIE, Edexcel, IGCSE, OCR, WJAC, JAC. So you can choose which board are you doing your examinations from. So I was doing it on CIE. So if I click on CIE, you can see topics. So for example, if I select biological molecules, that's topic 4. If I click on that, you can see here it says definitions, flashcards, summary notes. Very, very important. But right now we are not looking on that. Like, you can do it before the exam. You can prepare your flashcards and summary notes and definitions, which are very important for biology. So questions by topic. So for example, if I click on this structured question, you can also do structured questions or MCQ questions. So first I'll show you a structured question. As you can see here, this is a structured question on biological molecules. So if you when you start doing this paper, right, this topic wise paper, do it based on your knowledge of reading the textbook and make it exam like. Okay, keep away from any distractions that is there. Keep it fully exam like, and to know the time, when you're doing a question, right, there's a specific time limit. So to know that, if you like scroll down on this question, so for example the first question, there are many sections to it. So 1A, 1B, and 1C. Is there more? No, there's only 1C. As you can see, it says total 9 marks allotted for this question. So that means 9 minutes only for this question. No more than 9 minutes. Only 9 minutes for this question. Set 9 minutes on your clock. Start doing the question. Once the timer ends, stop it, write no more. Once you did it, you can cross check it with the mark scheme. So if I, for example, if I go back, and as you can see here it says MS means mark scheme. Click on the mark scheme, and but do not do this thing, okay? Do not copy from the mark scheme and do it, because that will not help anyone. You're only like failing your own self, okay? Do not copy off from the mark scheme, as that will not help. Go to the mark scheme, and you can just cross check your answers with it if it's right. So if you can see here, it says these are all the answers that's given for that question. For the C part of the question, these are all the answers that are given. If you have these answers, you can note them down. So once you got the mark scheme, and you may get some questions wrong, right? Leave the questions which you get right, okay? Do not waste your time on those. Go to the questions which you got wrong, and read the mark scheme. Understand why that is the answer for that question, why it was not your answer, why it was this answer. Analyze it, understand it, and then if you still don't get it, summarize the mark scheme and write it on a piece of paper and use it as a flashcard. You can memorize the mark scheme if you want for some times, like if you really do not get why it is, because you know, at the end of the day, it is your mark that matters. It is not whether you memorized it or whether you like did it logically, whether you did it from your mind or whether you did it from your own knowledge. That doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what matters is your mark, your final grade. That's what matters. So do anything to get to that point. Do anything that can get you that grade. If you're a good memorizer, memorize the mark scheme. That's a good idea. So once you know the technique, do this for all 3 mocks for the first year of your 2-year program till the end of the academic year. Okay, so once school reopens after the summer break, do that same process that I said earlier for the mock 1s, mock 2 and mock 3 for the previous year. Okay, so now when you're on your second year, hopefully by the end of mock 1 or by the end of mock 2 at least, your teacher may have covered the entire syllabus of that course that you have opted for. So what you need to do not wait a minute or two. Create a table like this. So this is what I did. Okay, so I got a book, a handy rough book, and labeled it as past papers, and then I made a table like this. As you can see, I made a table like this, and I made columns. As you can see here, it says bio. So I made the heading as bio, then I said volume 1, volume 2 and volume 3, because there are 3 variants for like for example, if you take biology, right? So for a past paper there are 3 variants, that is variant 1, variant 2 and variant 3. So I made it as 3 volumes. Then I mentioned it as February, March, May, June and November, because the exam papers are released at 3 times of the year. One is at February, March and November. So I made a column like that, and so 3 columns and 10 rows, because for the past 10 years you're going to do the exam, like past papers, you're going to do past papers for the past 10 years, right, to get that practice. So because now you've covered the entire syllabus, right, so it's no use doing topic wise questions. Like you can do topic wise questions if you feel that you are weak on that topic. Other than that, if you feel that you're capable of doing a full paper, go for it. Make a table like this with 3 columns and 10 rows. I mean, since there are 3 variants of a subject, so you can make 1 2 3 you can make 9 columns and 10 rows. And once you for example, once you did a past paper, you can tick that box. I haven't done many of them. As you can see, there's a question mark. Like some of them I haven't done, but I did most of them. As you can see, put a tick mark once you did that past paper, time yourself according to the time given, like time given on the exam sheet. It must be given anywhere on the top of the exam sheet, so you can like time yourself according to that and do the paper. Keep it exam like, as I said before, strict conditions, no distractions. Do the paper, identify your mistakes, do not go for the ones which are corrected. Identify the mistakes, cross check with the mark scheme and summarize the mark scheme. Use it as a flashcard, memorize it, do it over again, do it every day. Okay, so 1 month before your IGCSE exam, so you must have probably like finished about 60 to 75% of the past papers from the last 10 years. I know that you cannot do all of them because obviously there are a lot of past papers. See, like I have left many of them because I didn't get the time to do it. See, so I left many of them, but most of them I did it, especially the most important ones that I think that may come for the exam. So for example, when you're doing past papers, right, you may notice that some type of questions are repeated like year by year by year. Like you might notice some pattern, like some type of questions are repeated all the time. What do? Memorize the answers for those type of questions so that you may like write that answer for that question in a jiffy. One more thing is that if you think that a question is repeated year by year by year, and if you know that you know the answer for that one, do not waste your time doing that same exact question. Skip over to the next question. Okay, so if you have 1 month before your IGCSE exam, your board exam or your O levels, do not waste your time doing papers from the last 10 years. Instead focus papers on that released on the last 2 years instead, because like from the last 2 years it is more recent, right? So there must be like new for example, new type of questions. It may be hard, it may be made like in the recently, it may be made harder, it may be made easier. So focus papers on the last 2 years if you're like just a month away from your IGCSE exam, your main exam. So another thing is that for subjects that don't require critical thinking, like biology, it does not require any critical thinking. So what you need to do for subjects like biology and for some chemistry questions, memorize the mark scheme for those like subjects, as it will help you even better. So I suggest you to go for it, like it will help you even better. Otherwise, if you're not a good memorizer, yeah, you can go with your logical reasoning of why that is the answer for that one. Otherwise, memorization is better for most of biology. Yes. Okay guys, so if there's any one of you writing the IGCSE exams or your O-level exams in the near future, I wish you the best of luck and may God guide you in the right path to do your exam. And whenever you feel like giving up, always remind yourself of why you started to do it in the first place, and it might help you. Good luck for your board exams, and I'll see you in my next video. So until then, bye.